Alright, new piece of gear that I want to show off today, and I want you guys to take a look at with me. This is the Slumberjack Satellite Tarp. Alright, so I just got this new tarp, and this is from Slumberjack. It's the Satellite Tarp Backcountry Shelter, and picked this up on Amazon. I've been looking at these for a while, and I'm really intrigued by them because I like the kind of features that it comes with, and the price point is really good. I mean, they're under $80, I believe, and there's just a lot of stuff that comes with this tarp. So the first thing you notice is that it's not a traditional rolled up stuff sack. It's more of a rectangle, and that kind of makes sense for a tarp, really. I mean, it's a great idea. And of course it is in this awesome Kryptek camo, which I just love. This is the Highlander, I believe, which is kind of like their fall camo. Another thing, it comes with a stuff sack that has 10 stakes. It looks like you get, how many we got there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right? Did I count that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 or 10 stakes. And a whole bunch of guy lines, which I thought was pretty interesting. You don't find that in a lot of tarps. Most tarps, they come with nothing. It's just the stuff sack and the tarp itself. So it looks like we have this kind of micro cord, nylon cord, and then it has this plastic tensioner which allows you to pull that and adjust the length. And we're gonna set this up so we can see actually how this works. But it's a pretty neat feature that they actually included all of these with the tarp. So there's also, looks like 2 longer sets of cordage that have 2 of these tensioners on each of them. So what I'm guessing is these are probably for the ridgeline of the tarp. Now, if you're using these for a ridgeline, then that means it's going to be attaching to an end point on each end of the tarp, and you're not going to have a ridgeline underneath the actual ridge if you're setting up an A-frame. I kind of prefer a line that goes underneath the entire length of the tarp, and I'll show you why here in a second, but it does come with these. And then we have, looks like different lengths of these. These are a little bit longer. Looks like more cordage compared to these 4 shorties. Yeah, so you got 4 shorties, 2 mid-sized ones, and then these longer ones, which are probably going to be for your ridgeline. So right off the bat, for the money, you're getting a tarp that's ready to set up. You don't have to go out and invest in stakes and cordage and figure that all out. It's already set up for you, and it looks like it's pretty high quality stuff. I mean, it's not junk by any stretch of the imagination. It looks like it's pretty nice stuff. So now in mine, I've thrown in this ridgeline that I use. This is a continuous ridgeline. I believe I got this at Arrowhead Equipment. They sell hammock stuff. I've used this on my hammock tarps for a few years now, and it's very easy to set up and very lightweight. So I brought that along just in case I don't like the guy lines that they have. And then the tarp itself is connected to the pocket. So then you have a pocket that's going to hang off your tarp. You can actually use that for storage or whatever. That's kind of a nice feature, so don't worry about losing that. Very lightweight. Nylon. Let's see if I can read some of this stuff. So the packed weight looks like it's a pound. Pound 10 ounces minimum weight. And then the dimensions are 124 inches by 103 inches. And of course it shows multiple ways you can set this up. You know, traditional A-frame, you know, a peak in the front with the back going to the ground, kind of the Wheeling style, more of a canoe camper type tarp setup if you have poles. So if you have hiking poles, you can set it up this way, or you can just suspend it between a couple of trees, and that's what we're going to do today. Just going to set it up that way and see how that goes and what that looks like. Alright, so there it is. Slumberjack Satellite Tarp. You can see that I'm pretty much at the max for this distance between these two trees. I could have gone a little bit longer, but I think for the demonstration this will work. What I've done is I've got this continuous ridge line going underneath the tarp. The cool thing is, if you don't like this cordage that it came with, let's say you want to replace this with something that's reflective or a brighter color, at least you could keep the tensioners and just buy some new cord, cut it to the length you need, set it up the way they have it, and then now you've got reflective cord or, you know, bright colored cord to see better. So that's the way this tensioner works. And then when you want to release it, but once it's got tension on it, it tightens up and it won't let go. So one thing I can do is I could tie these permanently to the tarp, which I don't want to do. I don't like doing that. I like to be able to take my guy lines off in case I'm doing a different configuration. So I'm just going to quick tie these on the ends using a hitch. There's the hitch going down the line. Another cool feature about this tarp is that it has a center pull right here, and when you pull that out, it creates a little bit of a wall right here. So if this tarp was on the ground, this would actually help block out a draft coming from the underneath. That's pretty cool. I like that. There's a tab at the top. So this is a continuous ridge line. If you can see that, there's a beaner here, and that goes back to a prusik that moves along that line. And what I do is I clip that to the tarp, and then I can move this and shorten it and lengthen it as I need to. And then this side, down here, this is fixed. This doesn't adjust. So all the adjustment happens on one side. It's a very slick ridge line to set up. It's very easy, and it's great for quick adjustments, lightweight, and if you want to make one of these, there's nothing to it. I mean, you can use any kind of line you want. This is probably some kind of Dyneema or something like that, whatever they're using these days for lightweight hammock stuff. But very strong, very lightweight. If you want to do heavier cordage, you could. If we had longer tree, if we had more space between the trees, you'd be able to see this a little bit better, how this prusik works. So it's just a continuous loop of material. The prusik's right there on the line, so that now slides back and forth as needed. And when you put tension on it, it tightens down and only moves one way. So a great ridgeline to mess with. Alright, you can see plenty of room in here. They advertise this as a tarp you could sleep 2 underneath comfortably, and I think that's probably right if you stretch it out. But this will be perfect for hammock camping, ground camping, whatever I want to do. And here's the pocket that it came in. It's actually a reverse zipper, so I can take all my extra stuff, throw that in there, not worry about losing it. I just really like the different setup options that I have with this tarp, with these different configurations, with this little side panel that can come down, multiple tie-out points, even one on the ridgeline, tie-out points up here in the middle of the tarp, tie-out points in the middle at the bottom. Just a lot of different options, and of course with this camo, it's really subdued. It's going to kind of blend in with the woods, and that's kind of what I was looking for. I wanted a tarp that I could camp with and also throw in my bug out bag or whatever, and it's more stealthy. I really like, having equipment that doesn't stand out and just kind of blends in with the woods, so people aren't finding me easily. Yeah, this is going to be awesome. A really nice tarp. So. I'm typically going to run a ridgeline that runs the length of the tarp. And there's a couple reasons I do that. One, I do a lot of hammock camping, and it's nice to have that ridgeline above you because it's a protection. I mean, if something falls in the middle of the night, it's going to hit that line first and hopefully slow it down enough, and maybe even if the cord is strong enough, it won't break and it'll protect you. So there's a safety issue with it. Also, when you're camping on the ground, in particular, and this tarp is lower and you have that ridgeline above you, it gives you something to hang a lantern from, a clothesline. It's a makeshift clothesline. You put your socks and stuff to dry. So it gives you a couple options for hanging stuff. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on The Prepared Wanderer.